done a little musical chairs here on the stage, as you have probably seen. We're very excited about the fight this Saturday night in Atlantic City. Adrien Broner versus Gavin Rees, 12-round fight for the WBC Lightweight World Championship. Saturday, February 16th at Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City. The event is promoted by Golden Boy Promotions and R&R Promotions, sponsored by Caesars Atlantic City and Corona. Will be televised live on HBO World Championship Boxing at 10:30 p.m. Eastern and Pacific. Tickets are still available for the show. They're going very quickly. We're hitting low quantities at a few price points, but we still have seats available from $25 to $200 for ringside, and they're available at the Boardwalk Hall box office and through Ticketmaster. All of our Fight Week events, including this one right here, will be streamed live online at goldenboyboxing.tv. So we urge everyone, if you can't be at any of the events that are going to be going on later in the week in Atlantic City, check them out online. Those events are Broner and Rees Media Roundtables, which will take place at Caesars in the Tiberius Room on Thursday, with Rees going at 1 o'clock, Broner at 1:30. We have our official weigh-in at the lobby at Caesars, which will take place on Friday at 3:30, and in addition to being streamed, it will also be open to the public. Fight night, doors open at 5:30, and our first fight is at 6 o'clock. A few people I'd like to acknowledge who are not in attendance today. Aaron Davis, who's the commissioner of the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board. I want to thank him and his staff. Ken Condon, who's a sports and entertainment consultant for Caesars. I want to thank him for all of his support. We've had positive experiences doing shows with Caesars and Bally's in Atlantic City, including Adrien's last fight, which was a great success. We did some fundraising for Sandy relief. We raised close to $50,000 for the Boys and Girls Club of Atlantic City at that show. So I want to thank Ken once again. Also, Kerry Davis, Senior Vice President of Programming for HBO Sports, and Ken Hirschman, President of HBO Sports. Now to say a few words on behalf of HBO Sports, I'd like to introduce the Director of Programming, Peter Nelson.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks, Dave. We're all excited for this fight on Saturday night, and if a fighter is only as good as his last fight, then Adrien Broner, who is America's youngest champion, is also one of the world's finest. Hey, easy, settle down. I'm going to say some nice things about both of you, and between the Cincinnati slang and the South Wales accent, I don't think you guys are even going to understand each other if you try to trash talk. For those of you who were there in Atlantic City 3 months ago when Adrien demolished a more experienced and bigger man in Antonio DeMarco, it was a revelatory experience. It was at the outset a hope for a fight of the year, but that turned out to be something of far greater import, which was the discovery of one of boxing's brightest lights. Now, though, from across the pond and now across the dais, we have Gavin Rees, who hopes to extinguish that light, and it is with great pride that we were able to put this fight together with the help not only of Golden Boy, but also Matchroom, Eddie Hearn. I want to thank all of you, not only for accepting the fight, but for coming over across the Atlantic to take it. Whether or not people say Adrien Broner hasn't fought anybody, or whether he just makes everybody look like nobody, is something that remains to be seen over the course of his legacy. I know that across the pond there's a lot of talk that this could potentially be an upset that's going to have semblances of Lloyd Hannigan against Donald Curry. He is as underestimated in this fight as he's certain he will win it, and I want to thank your team for coming to the occasion and taking the opportunity. This is the lightweight championship of the world. This is going to be a war. This is HBO's premiere of World Championship Boxing in 2013. It's going to be a tremendous night of television for us. It's going to start with Beyonce and her documentary, Life is But a Dream. It's going to be at 9 p.m. and it's going to be followed by the fights at 10:30. Thank you for Golden Boy, for BB Kings for hosting us here, and all of you in the press for showing up today. I look forward to seeing you all at a terrific event in Atlantic City. Thank you.
Thanks, Peter. Want to run through the undercard a little bit. This show has a pretty incredible undercard. There are fights on here that could be televised on major networks. In earlier fights, we have a fighter from Philadelphia named Wahid Rahim, who's going to fight in a 4-round fight. He's 3-0 with 1 KO. We've got 2012 U.S. Olympian Jamel Herring, who's from Rockville Center, right here in New York. He faces San Juan's Jose Valderrama in a 4-round lightweight fight. Robert Easter of Toledo, Ohio will face Manatee, Puerto Rico's Carlos Lopez in a 4-round fight. 3-time United States Olympian, who is, I believe, the only 3-time United States Olympian, Rasheed Warren, also Cincinnati, will be fighting in a 4-round fight. We also have 2004 U.S. Olympian Vicente Escobedo fighting Edner Cherry in a 10-round lightweight fight. Charles Whitaker defending his USBA junior middleweight title against Bernard Hopkins' nephew, Demetrius Hopkins, in a 12-round fight. And then we also have a WBC super middleweight title eliminator between Nikola Shchekla, I can never pronounce his name, Nikola Shchekloka. With my last name, I should get that right. He's facing Sakio Bika, and that's #1 versus #2 in an eliminator to face Ward, I believe. Now, to say a few words and introduce his fighter, I'd like to bring up a gentleman who I've gotten to know over the years. It's been a pleasure working with him on another fight which hasn't yet come to fruition, which was supposed to come to fruition, which keeps getting postponed. He's the managing director of Matchroom Boxing, Mr. Eddie Hearn.
Thank you, David. It's a pleasure to be back in New York, and thanks to Golden Boy for giving Gavin this opportunity. It's a huge one for Gavin, and we're delighted to get the opportunity. Adrien, you're a great champion, and thank you very much for giving Gavin. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Not too sure about that jumper. It's a bit of a rascal. But this is a huge fight for Gavin, and he accepted the fight in about 1.5 nanoseconds, to be honest with you, even before he found out the purse. So I know that he's been written off, and it's some of the odds that we've seen floating around the sports books we actually find quite abusive. But you know, we're former British, European and world champion, and this is a huge opportunity for Gavin Rees. We know that if there's anyone that will be overawed, it's not Gavin Rees going into this fight. We know how tough it is, we know what a great champion Adrien is, but we're here to win, we're not here to make up the numbers. And I can promise the toughest test of Adrien Broner's career on Saturday night. Like I said, he's a great champion, and we come in full of respect, but Gavin deserves a hell of a lot more respect from he's been getting, and him and the team are supremely confident going into this fight. And you know, we believe we're going to cause a massive upset and go home and really make a statement for British boxing. So don't miss it on Saturday. Thanks for Atlantic City for hosting us. Again, Caesars, Ken Condon. Looking forward to seeing Aaron Davis and all the team down at the Atlantic City Commission. And don't miss it, because I know you see the odds, don't believe the odds. Gavin Rees is here to win, and he's in the form of his life, and he's motivated, and we look forward to Saturday night. Thank you very much. And just to introduce our man, like I said, the former British, European and world title champion, please give it up for Wales's Gavin Rees.
Like Sid Hall said, thanks to Golden Boy, thanks to Matchroom for setting up this fight against Adrien Broner. That's the name, innit? My name's Gavin Rees, who didn't know. It's okay, you know now. So, come Saturday night, I'm sure you'll look forward to knocking your head off because you were one cocky cock. You know, just where you are.
Yeah, the mic was taller than you.
Well, you below me when I knock you up cold. So what are you going to say about that? We're going to see, we will see, yeah. You go all the mouth and just shoot back out Saturday night.
I'm not going to miss that water here because I'm not going to miss that.
You ain't good at that, that's the problem.
That's just a target practice.
A moving target, like the rest of the people you've been fighting. Make you look good.
You look terrible.
Yeah, maybe look terrible. So we can see what I'm not good.
You ugly too. Everybody knows
I bet you
sex.
Mrs. wouldn't say that.
You ugly.
Well, so that's all I really got to say, because I'm not going to prick out Saturday and I can't wait.
Thanks, Gavin. A few members of Team Broner I'd like to acknowledge. First, our co-promoter with Adrien is Andrew Williams, who's the president of R&R Promotions. I want to acknowledge him. His trainer, who's been like a father to him, Mike Stafford, who's up here. There's not much that I can say about this young man to my left that hasn't been said already. He's unbeaten, he's wildly charismatic, he's talented, and at just 23 he's only going to get better, which is a pretty scary proposition for everyone that chooses to get into a professional boxing ring at 135 pounds or higher. He's known for wrapping himself into the ring and getting his hair brushed before his interviews in the ring, but he's also, and I know this because I've seen him in the gym, he's also one of the hardest working fighters you will ever see. And there are no days off for Adrien Broner. He won his first world championship at 130 pounds in November of 2011. Had a very busy 2012. Defended that title once. Also beat Vicente Escobedo. Should I hurry?
No, I'm just waving. Say all my.
And then he closed out 2012, as Peter alluded to, by moving up in weight and thoroughly dominating Antonio DeMarco to win the WBC lightweight title. Without any further ado, the record of 25-0 with 21 KOs from Cincinnati, Ohio, Adrien "The Problem" Broner.
I mean, what can you say, man? You know, 23, young and I'm getting it. I don't underestimate him. You know, if we stand face to face, I probably couldn't see him. But at the end of the day, you know, I know what I'm facing. I respect him as a fighter. I respect every fighter as a fighter because only a boxer knows what we go through once we get inside that ring. You know, it's a lot of sports analysts. You know, they just looking at the game and observing the game. They don't know the ins and outs of being a boxer. So I respect Cabbage Reed. What's your name? Cabin Fever. I don't know his name. But I respect him. You know. But at the end of the day, man, we're gonna have fun. Training camp was great. We don't watch no tape. I never seen him fight before, but I can say I heard he was a world champion at light welterweight. So that just by saying that, he's not a lookover. You know, a lot of my fights, you know, I go into, they overlook. You know, the Ponce de Leon fight, they overlook. You know, the Eloy Perez fight, they overlook. He was an undefeated fighter. You know, Vicente, you know, never been stopped before, future Olympian. You know, I never fought in the open class. I never even tried out. My last amateur fight, I was in the Junior Olympics. You know, I stopped him. You know, they overlook it. Everything is being overlooked. Then I go in to fight DeMarco, and I demolish the #1 top lightweight at the time. And they just like, oh, I was supposed to do that? Come on, man. You know, now I'm going against a former champion at light welterweight, so he's coming down a weight. He's used to get hit by stronger fighters or whatever, man. I don't want to hear that, man. Keep going to sleep. What I'm saying is, man, I'm not about to miss this boulder on this man's shoulders. He gonna be there all night, well, as long as it lasts. It's not gonna last that long, man. We'll be eating ice cream in no time, and I'm so sad that the Twinkies has been, they gone. They took my Twinkies away, so I couldn't even sneak Twinkies this camp. So somebody got to pay for it, and it has to be Gavin Reed. Gavin Reed, Cabbage. I don't know his name, I really don't know him, man. You know, this is going to be a fun year for me. I'm not looking past this fight, but I want to say, you know, I wanted to fight Ricky Burns, but he put on his track shoes and ran again. Went for another lap. You know, ran away from me again. You know, I'm just ready to fight whoever, but we're going to take care of business on Saturday night. We're ready. And I just want everybody to put their glasses on, you know, because I'm shining. I'm a shine. So be ready. The Problem. Hook right. Good night.
Thank you, Adrien. A little bit of good news. They are bringing Twinkies back, I heard. They are. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We'll look forward to seeing you on Saturday in Atlantic City. We appreciate it. If you can't be there at Boardwalk Hall, make sure you tune in on HBO at 10:30 on Saturday night. We will see you then. And I'll pose the fighters for pictures.